Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. I am once again out here on my deck. Dennis has me all set up with an extra cushion because my butt starts to hurt by the end of the day. But I'm outside more now because I only have two choices, on the deck or in my room. I kind of always laugh at these home improvement or flipping or whatever shows where they have this little reading nook in the master bedroom with two comfy chairs and and it just seems like excessive and whatever. But let me tell you, I wish I had that now. I don't have a comfy chair in my bedroom, so I'm sitting on the bed, but at least I can sit with my back on the headboard and be comfortable. The room I was in with the kids doesn't, the bed in a weird way sort of is away from all the walls, and it doesn't have headboard. It's a converted couch that with a futon on it. It's quite comfortable. I think we had it set up like a couch for 5 minutes after we bought it 20 years ago. It's been a bed the whole time. We could have just bought a bed and been perfectly happy. But anyway, you can't sit in that bed comfortably and read because there's nothing to lean on. Kind of floats in the middle of the room. Anyway, so I have two places, out here and in the room. But I have to say that I have found it quite comfortable out here, even when it's hot and muggy, if I'm in the shade and the fan is blowing on me. Now, the fan is blowing on me for two reasons. One, to make it comfortable, but also two, to blow my breath this direction so Dennis can be here on the deck with me and not worry about breathing my breath. We are working very hard for him not to get COVID. I'm going to take my temperature in a little while. My temperature was up slightly, and when I have an up slightly temperature, it's like 98.5, because I'm normally 97.9, 97.8. And I really only know this because they take my temperature on my forehead every time I go visit my parents, so it's always 97 something. So it was 98.5 yesterday, which felt like the tiniest little temperature. So my body's still working on it. But I'm going to take my temperature. If it's back down to kind of normal, I'm going to take another COVID test today, just to see. We happen to have, I ordered COVID tests because they recently became available from the government again. So I ordered some. And our old COVID tests expired on July 23rd. And our new COVID tests expire on August 23rd. So I have a lot of COVID tests that are going to expire or are just recently expired. I'm assuming the ones in July still work. One of the three I took was from July, and it showed I was positive. So anyway, so I'm going to take my test a little later and see where I am. But I feel pretty good. I didn't even take a Mucinex last night when I went to sleep. So, and I'm, I start to feel tired at the end of the day. But right now I don't even feel a little tired. So I've been very, very lucky with this whole COVID thing, I have to say. And look what happened yesterday while I was out in the sun. I got a little vitamin D on my shoulders, so that's exciting. Anyway, well, I have a couple things I haven't talked about in a long time. One is the Ode to Joy Make-Along. Thank you, everyone who's participating. The Ode to Joy Make-Along, for those of you who are new, are a make-along doing things that bring you joy. And it doesn't have to be yarn crafts. It could be painting, singing, drawing, playing the piano, cooking, anything you're doing during this time of, whatever we're in anymore. People are pretending like we aren't in COVID times anymore. We are. Ask me how I know. Anything that's bringing you joy, we want to hear about it. And it's posted on a thread in Ravelry, in my group in Ravelry. So, anyway, it's a wonderful thread. I'm way behind, but I do want to say it's amazing and so full of inspirational things to do. I will admit it's mostly knitting and crocheting. I haven't seen anybody's baked cookies, but I'm behind. So maybe somebody's baked cookies or banana bread or zucchini bread. It's the time. How much zucchini bread can you eat, right? So anyway, I just wanted to say, if it's bringing you joy, we'd love to see it. And I'm supposed to be giving monthly prizes for this, and I have not done that for the last 2 months. I keep thinking I'm going to podcast, but I am so behind. I think my last podcast was in May, beginning of May. Or maybe that's when I thought I was going to podcast. I'm not even sure anymore, to tell you the truth. I thought I didn't have enough to show in a podcast, but I have been doing some knitting, and so maybe, whatever, I'm not making any promises. But I did draw for the June and July prizes for the Ode to Joy Make-Along. I'm afraid I'm copping out and giving everybody patterns again, because who knows when I can go to the post office and such. So... So I drew 2 prize winners for each month, and then, but the first one prize winner I picked was Peg MCC, and that might sound familiar because Peg MCC was the winner of a pattern prize the last time I drew patterns, but I never heard from her. So she's got one more chance here, Peggy. So, but since I had already picked her and I already owed her that prize, I picked 4 more. So the 4 that I picked are Verena, Breve 66. Verena, let me know what pattern you want. The last time she picked a pattern, I wanted to knit it. So Danielle, DM Brown 240, I picked you. Let me know what you want. Linda from Feasterville, try Linda. Linda, you get a pattern. Everybody message me on Ravelry. And if you could put a link to the pattern that you want, that would be very helpful, because otherwise I have to check it, and then I have to go back and say, is this the one you want? And, so if you can link it from Ravelry, that would be great. And last but not least, Juanita, she spins. So the 5 winners of the pattern prizes are Peg MCC, Verena, Breve 66, Danielle, DM Brown 240, Linda from Feasterville, Feasterville's just down the road from me. Try Linda, and Juanita, she spins. Message me on Ravelry with a link to the pattern that you want, like a $10 limit, and I will send you your pattern prize. And the reason I wanted to do this quickly is because we have a very special prize for our August prize. The lovely Megan in New Zealand has offered a prize for August. And if you were around in December and watched me opening up my Advent from Megan and I have exchanged Advent packages for the last 5 years, 4 or 5 years, to the point where I'm now giving her repeats because I can't even remember what I sent her. I should be writing these things down. Anyway, you all loved the minis that she sent me. And those minis were all minis that she dyed. And the August prize package for the Ode to Joy Make-Along is a package of minis that Megan dyed. She will be sending it out from New Zealand to the winner at the end of August. So if you... Oh, and Megan, if it's possible, at one point when you've pulled it all together, if you can send me a picture so I can show people pictures back when I get back to editing, that would be great. But the August prize is minis from Megan. It's so sweet and wonderful. And you know how gorgeous her minis are. So anyway, I wanted to talk about the Ode to Joy, which I haven't done. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that our August Zoom meeting had been scheduled for August 20th. But when the kids were here, Allison said they're planning on doing a joint birthday party for the girls. Samantha's on the 12th, Isabel's on the 26th, and they decided they were going to do a joint one on the weekend in between on the 20th, which was our Zoom day. Um, so Valerie has been able to change it, and we're going to have our Zoom day on the 27th. And that'll give Valerie a chance to get better recovered. Poor Valerie has been having COVID and such a hard time with it. I feel so guilty having such an easy COVID experience when some of you are so sick. I am so sorry. So anyway, mark your calendar. Our next Zoom Craft Together will be on August 27th. And we will Zoom together. I have my crafting with Christy tonight. I'll be up in my bedroom. I have to set myself up so that it works out. And so I'll be starting on glasses for August. I do have some colors, some drinks to put in for July. I'm way behind on my drinks. But I also need to have all my glasses done for August by the time we have our Zoom together, because I outline them on our Zoom call. That's my task. So I wanted to show you. See my cute earrings? I bought some cute earrings. These are my COVID quarantine treat to myself. The first one. I'm thinking it's the first one, but it's the only one I've ordered. Aren't they cute? Lorelei Erdo is a jewelry maker, and in fact, I don't think I've bought any jewelry from anyone except Lorelei in several years. And before that, I was making my own jewelry. So I love her style. She does bohemian style jewelry, and I just really love what she does. It's a real problem for me that I follow her on Instagram. I don't know how many things I've bought because of Instagram. Aren't they cute? Anyway, Lorelei Erdo, and I'll see if I can put a link in the down bar to her shop. I just love her stuff. When I was making jewelry, I bought some books on how to make different kind of jewelry, and I bought a book on how to make bohemian style jewelry, and later I realized she's the author of that book. That was long before I started knitting and before I knew anything about her. I met her. She's lovely. She has a podcast, or she had a podcast. I think it's called Handmade by Lorelei now. I don't know if I'm so behind on podcasts, and I am not getting announcements of podcasts and stuff. So I don't know if she's still doing it. I haven't seen it in quite a while. But she's a jewelry maker up in New York State. So fun. So that's my newses. I'm feeling good, and find out if my nose thinks I still have COVID later today, and I will let you know. But meanwhile, I have red peppers to peel because Dennis is going to make me gazpacho. Or I'll make it myself. He has to go over his mom's today. Depends on when he does it, because I want the gazpacho pretty directly in the fridge, because it takes time to get all the flavors together. But I love gazpacho, so we shall see. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm doing well. I hope you are doing well too. Please take good care of yourselves. Please. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Stay safe and stay sane.